Hey guys, this is Jimmy Fascuma, and I'm here presenting you with my brand new solution. Okay, it's the Jimmy Fascuma 180-degree solution. Before you click off, this is not a product or a service, okay? All the products and the services, they're jacked up. They don't work. They're limited in scope. I'm out of the products and services business. I used to do that hundreds of times. I had hundreds of clients. I sold thousands of things for dozens of dollars. Okay, what we're doing here at the Jimmy Fascuma 180-degree solution is revolutionary concept. Okay, and I'm going to share that with you in just a moment. But before I do, I want you to see how you could apply this system to transform your life and your work. Make yourself proud, make your family proud, make your future children proud. Okay, first I want to talk to you about art. Now, this can apply to business, this can apply to your relationships, but in my case, it applied to my art first. Okay, so first I want you to take a look at this painting. I was an aspiring artist, okay? 5 years ago, I was struggling with my composition. I was struggling with my palette, my profile. I didn't know how to really make interesting art at all. So I had a bit of a breakdown because people described my artwork as unhuman. I had an art teacher once that said it looked like they gave a chicken a paintbrush. And, these kind of things made me feel sad. So I said, you know what? I need to find a system to change the way I'm thinking, because the way I was thinking was leading to bad art, apparently. And you might be thinking, well, how bad was the art? Well, it was bad. So let me show you. When I first started doing art, before I had Jimmy Fascuma 180-degree intervention and solution, I was making stuff like this, okay? You see, I was making art like this. I was making art like this, and it sucked. It was terrible. I mean, look at this. What even is this? It's like a rainbow disaster. What's going on here? What is the social comment, the profile? I don't know what is being said, but it looks like garbage, right? That's what my mother said. She said, that looks like hot trash. Throw it right in the garbage can. I did that for 30 minutes, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to be ruled by this woman. I put it back out of the garbage, and up it went on the wall. But you know what? If I had stayed at this level of composition, I wouldn't have blamed her for saying that, because I needed a kick in the pants. I needed somebody to wake me up and tell me, hey, Jimmy, this isn't good. You're on the wrong path, okay? You're on a path of devastation, destruction, and meaninglessness. I said, no, I don't want that. I don't want that for my life. So that's when I discovered the Jimmy 180, okay? The Jimmy 180, also known as the Jimmy Fascuma Total 180-degree Transformation Solution. Let me show you what happened afterward. So not only 3 days later, after I took the course of the Jimmy 180-degree solution, now you might say, you're Jimmy, so how could you? Just don't worry about that, okay? Don't just worry about yourself. Worry about improving. It's questions like that to keep you poor and broke. You know, you can't be so skeptical. I don't know what happened, but I talked to myself on the phone, and I came up with this solution. So here we go, ready? This is what we're talking about. This is the transformative effect of the Jimmy Fascuma 180-degree solution. Now, look at the composition on this thing, okay? It's fantastic. You got this lighter blue, you got the cerulean blue, you got the greens and the whites, you got the textures, it's gouache. You got this, you got this thematic quality between the oceans and the recycling. You got the concept of, the small and the big. You got the offsetting, symmetries. Look, I'm saying, like, this is a work of art, okay? And it's not for sale. It's not for sale. So if you were wondering, is it for sale? It's not for sale. You can't have it. It's mine. But I just wanted to show you, like 3 days in of applying Jimmy's 180-degree solution, I was able to make something like this. I mean, like, can you get what I'm saying here? Like, wow. It's like it's unlimited. Okay, it's like an unlimited potential. So you got unlimited potential here with the Jimmy Fascuma 180-degree solution. Now, let me show you something else. All right, because I know you're skeptical. I was skeptical when I was talking to myself. I was like, Jimmy, is this even real? And I said to myself, probably it's just a hallucination because you stopped taking your meds. But the truth is, I had taken my meds 2 days before, and usually there's a little bit of a delay to the withdrawal symptoms. So I'm pretty sure it wasn't that. But anyway, I talked to myself and had a conversation on the phone and said, hey, do we know a way that we could do this better? And I said, yeah, Jimmy, let's have a conversation with ourselves. And in that conversation, we discovered 5 overarching principles that are going to help you to kind of take your system, your principles, and evolve them, up-level them to the next place. Okay, so you can get more exposure in your market, you can produce better content, and you can learn how to sell it. Okay. Now, I'm not going to say it's all easy, rainbows and unicorns. It's going to take a lot of hard work. But I'm going to present you with the 5 pillars that I learned. The 5 pillars that I learned during my time This should have been covered the whole time. Please tell me that you weren't looking at that. I used to be a pretty high budget production. We would rent the Lamborghinis and the Ferraris and get some of the models out there. But, this is more low budget. We're just trying it out. Come on now. I need you to stay up there, my friend. Come on now, my friend. I'm going to put this full tab book on you. It's going to be all right. Okay, so the 5 pillars are basically the fundamental concrete truths that are going to help you level up your business, level up your artistic pursuits, okay, level up your interpersonal relationships, whatever it is. Now, the thing that you need to understand is a lot of the stuff in the system is stuff I thought I knew, okay, but I didn't know it. So just if you hear something, you go, Jimmy, I already know that. Just hold on a second. Just give it a real second. Just think about it and let it kind of just percolate. Let the concept percolate inside and really just allow yourself to investigate the concept. And then if you still think you know it, that's fine. Maybe this program is not for you. Maybe you're already the president of Zimbabwe. I don't know what's going on, but I think it's going to help you. So let's start from a little basic concept, okay? So you're a person, right? You have a want, you have a dream, you have something you want to do in this life, and maybe it's going well, maybe it's not. I'm checking the world every day. I'm looking at people. I'm doing deep dives and investigations into stories, okay? And the stories that I find, something like this. I am talented. I am beautiful. People don't think so. Does this sound like you? Does this sound like your story every day? I am wonderful. People think I'm shit. I have beautiful ideas. Everybody says I'm retarded. Does this sound like your life? Okay, well, I can tell you why. The reason why you're experiencing that is because you haven't had the discovery of the Jimmy 180 yet. But I had it, and I had it for all of us, okay? I was sitting there one day, I was freaking out. I was like, what am I even going to do with my life, right? And then, you know what, I had an epiphany. I said, you know what, let me call myself on the phone. So I called myself on the phone. I said, hey, Jimmy. At first I thought I was losing it, but then I started talking to myself. I said, yeah, what's up, Jimmy? It's Jimmy. And then I said, Jimmy, how do we fix this? And Jimmy answered back to me. He said, Jimmy, there's 5 pillars of what we have to do to fix this. And if we follow this process perfectly, we're going to fix the problem. And I said, Jimmy, is this real? He said, it's as real as you are, Jimmy. And that really got me. That really sunk into a deep place in my heart. And I said, okay, I will listen to you, Jimmy. And Jimmy said, good. And then, I'm going to share with you what Jimmy told me. I've written down the 5 principles that Jimmy told me on the phone with me, that I told myself on my phone with me. Okay, number 1, think about stuff. Now hold on, before you think that's stupid, you really need to understand what that means, okay? It's one of those principles I was telling you about. Hold on a second. Now, what I believe is that you have lots of thoughts every day, negative thoughts, self-destructive thoughts, whatever kind of thoughts. They're not helping you, okay? They're hurting you. You keep thinking, I'm a useless loser. I'm too fat. My arms aren't too big. I got tiny feet. Why is my mustache like this? Why do I have a unibrow? Why do I have more underarm hair than most men and I'm a woman? Okay, you have a lot of problems, but the thing is, stop thinking about that. It doesn't even matter. Trust me, it doesn't even matter. There's cosmetologists, there's beauticians, you know what I'm saying? There's people that remove hair, laser hair removal. It's not a big problem. You say, oh, I got little titties and I'm a woman. It doesn't matter. They make silicone implants, honey. You'll be fine. But listen, you got to think about stuff that matters. So, for example, you got to think about opportunity, right? So you're looking down the road, you don't see nobody making shrimp tacos. That's an opportunity. Go make some shrimp tacos. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself a truck. I'll invest for you. Let's do this right now. Give me a call. Even beyond all that, what if you just want to live a reasonable life of self-improvement and happiness? Well, that's what we want to do by thinking about stuff, all right? We're going to think about good stuff, how we can solve problems that nobody else solved. Now, that was the first thought I had, and I said, Jimmy, that's not very revolutionary. I've heard everybody from Zig Ziglar to Tig Tigerson to Tony Robbins say that same thing, and it don't mean nothing, all right? I keep thinking thoughts, I keep sucking. But then Jimmy said to me, I said to myself, that's only one of the 5 steps. You're getting ahead of yourself, all right? Which is why there's 4 more steps that are pivotal. These are crucial steps that you cannot miss. So you thought about this stuff. Now, this is really important. You got to write it down. Because if you don't write it down, you're not going to remember it. It's going to be like one of those dreams that you had, and you said, fuck, I know it. It would have been a movie. My dream could have been a cinematic masterpiece, but I can't remember what happened, right? And then you lose it, and it's nothing. And you're nothing. And you're sitting in your bed, shaking back and forth, thinking about how nobody loves you, and your grandma's the only person that ever talks to you, and she just died, okay? So we don't want that for you. So write it down, but don't write it, try not to write it down on a dry erase, because it's not working for me right now. Okay, but you do write it down. Okay, but that's not enough, all right? You say, Jimmy, I heard that too. I heard that my grandmammy said write it down. I wrote it down and I still have a shit life. Well, the truth of that one is that you got to do more. It's not enough. Your grandmammy is right, but you got to do more. Okay. The third step, you got to say it in the mirror 100 times. This is so important, guys, gals, in between us. Listen, you got to say it 100 times in the mirror, and you got to mean it. You got to think of it in a positive frame, and you got to mean it, okay? Over and over and over. You got to set your intention, say it in the mirror. I'm not talking no fruity mumbo jumbo stuff where you're just manifesting reality. I'm saying the mirror is a portal that transports your words. It transportates your words into reality. The mirror is like a transportation device for your thoughts, and it turns them into reality. It's kind of like the kids show Chalk Zone, you know? That was a really good example of what actually the world is really like that. Okay, so if you just look in the mirror, you got to say it 100 times, and then the transportation device will open up and it will turn into reality. Now, you might say that's crazy, but listen, this is what I told myself in the phone call. This is what changed my life. Give it a try. What's the worst that could happen? You look like a totally deranged person in the bathroom of a Denny's? I mean, come on, right? Okay, but here's the thing. So you did that. So you write it down after thinking about it, right? So you thought about it, you write it down, and you set it in the mirror 100 times. And you really, truly have to believe that the mirror is a teleportation transit device that carries your thoughts into reality. If you don't believe that, I'm telling you, it's probably not going to work. I don't know, but I would doubt it. I would be skeptical. So say it to me 100 times. Then this is really what differentiates our system. This is literally the difference between me and everybody out there that you've already heard about, okay? Why does Tony Robbins got nothing on this? Okay, I'll tell you why. It's number 4. This is so important. Are you ready? Have you buckled yourself up? I want you to take a deep breath and get ready for this one. I want you to get ready for this one. This is the game changer, okay? All right, with no further ado, I want you to imagine yourself talking to yourself on the phone while you're staring at your own eyes in the mirror, okay? I want you to imagine that you're talking to yourself on the phone while you're staring at your own eyes in the mirror, okay? And I want you to keep on doing this 100 times. Not 99 times, not 50 times, 100 times. I want you to create 100 discrete scenarios where you are talking to yourself in the mirror and making eye contact with yourself. Now, you might think, that's crazy, Jimmy. Why would I do that? The truth is, I don't know. But this is what I did. And all I can do is share with you what worked for me. If I tell you to do something else and it didn't work for me, I would be a liar. Okay? And I ain't no liar. So this is what you got to do. You got to think about stuff. You got to write it down. You got to say it in the mirror 100 times. You got to really believe in your heart that the mirror is going to transmute your belief into reality. You have to believe it. If you don't believe it, it won't work, my friends. I'm sorry, you could say it 1,000 times without the belief, okay? But if you have the belief, you still got to say it 100 times. Now, after that, you're going to imagine yourself talking to yourself in the mirror, okay? Preferably on the phone, but whatever you got to do, okay? And then after that, and this is important, you got to be the person that you wish you were. You got to be the person that you wish you were. You got to talk like the person that you wish you were. You got to act like you got to have the instincts of the person that you wish you were. You got to think like the person that you wish you were. You got to bathe like the person that you think you were. You got to kind of acclimate to the acidity in the stomach of the person that you think you were. Okay? So here's the deal. Here's the thing. When you have a dream, it deserves to manifest into the world. But it's a damn shame when it doesn't. And the truth is, if you don't follow these 5 steps, it's not going to do it. Your dreams are going to end right there in your head. You're never going to help anything. You're never going to be anybody. Everybody's going to hate you. Nobody will believe in you. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't have to be the case. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you what's going to happen. I don't want that to happen. So the 5 steps, I mean, in my opinion, they're impenetrable. They work for everybody, but you have to believe in them. So here's the thing. Take your dreams, break them down into thoughts, write them down, practice them in the mirror, believe in them, being transmuted by the mirror into reality, and then finally, imagine yourself talking to yourself in the mirror. Okay, I know it sounds crazy, and it might be, because I might be schizophrenic, and maybe I forgot to take my meds, but you have to take that risk, all right, because it's your life that's messed up right now. I'm doing well. I mean, look at me. I'm living the life of luxury over here. I'm living in New Jersey. You know how high the property taxes are? I'll ask you a question. With how high the property taxes are here, and I'm renting, by the way, not owning my home. But with how high the general taxes are, there's only 2 possibilities. Either I'm a deranged lunatic, like I said, who forgot to take his meds, and I've kind of stumbled into a random person's house, and I'm filming this on a GoPro or my cell phone. Or I am a very well-established business leader, and I live in a middle-income home, or even higher scale than that, maybe a higher caliber home. Maybe this wooden facade is just to make me feel relatable. Maybe I could just rip that off and there'd be marble behind that. How do you know there's not marble behind that? That's right, you don't know that. So anyway, I will leave that up to you to decide. But I will tell you this. When I followed this first process, when I asked myself, Jimmy, how do we fix ourselves? And Jimmy said back, this is how, and then the 5 steps emerged. What happened next was quite amazing. I sat in the mirror and I started doing my intentions, and I really believed that the mirror was a teleportation device. And that might have been because of the meds thing, I don't know. But anyway, I believed that, and then it happened. I said, like for example, one day I was really hungry and I didn't have any money for food. And I said, I have a cheeseburger. I have a cheeseburger. I got a cheeseburger. I got a cheeseburger. I have a cheeseburger. I was even doing it in different voices. And you know what? Not only 3 hours later, I got a cheeseburger. Can you believe? I mean, that was the first sign that this system works. And then I started to, my faith grew, and as my faith grew, what I could command in the world, what I could transmute from my thoughts into reality got even more complicated and sophisticated, okay? So for example, day 1 was a cheeseburger. The second day, I said to myself, I have a puppy dog. I have a puppy dog. I said, I got a puppy dog, right? And you believe it or not, I didn't get no puppy dog, but that's because I didn't have faith. I lost my faith. Anyway, the third day, the faith must have picked back up because I said, I feel like I have some problems today. And I got a fucking letter in the mail saying I was being sued. So it picked back up on the 3rd day. And then on the 4th day, I said, I think my hair is going to return. And I didn't have any faith again, and it didn't happen. And then the 5th day, I said, you know what? I think today I'm finally going to get approved for WIC. And I did. I got approved for WIC. So anyway, you can see up and down, but it was always dependent on my belief. Finally, my big break came, besides the art, which improved radically in 3 days, okay? My first big break came with totally real investment corporation. They believed in me. They saw potential in me. They gave me a platform to share my story and share my process. And I owe them a debt of gratitude. I owe them a debt of gratitude. There's nothing to be said. They're stand-up people. I aspire to be like them one day. It kind of makes me emotional. I don't want to get emotional with you, so we're going to leave it there, but I am offering a free training. Where we going? I get kind of overwhelmed when I think about what the Very Real Investment Company did for me. It was quite amazing. They really gave me a chance when no one else even thought I was even this, even remotely sane. I mean, most people said, this lunatic is going to hurt people. There was a coalition of people that tried to put me in prison for nothing. I mean, don't worry about it. It was nothing, really. It didn't work, okay? It didn't work. We fought it. We won it. We won, ultimately. It doesn't even matter that they won originally. We won it in the end, okay? So the point is, the free training is 37 points. So the five pillars I gave you now, I need you to practice those. And if you feel like this is something that can help you, if you feel like you're desperate and literally you tried everything else, and you're like, this sounds like, this doesn't sound good, but I'm going to try it, then I'm saying, do it, try it. I thought it sounded terrible, but then I tried it and it worked. Who would know? So anyways, give it a shot. Come to the training on the 31st. We're going to go over the 5 pillars and we're going to break out the 37 points. The 37-point system. How you can take your life from a garbage can to something at least a little bit better than that. I have some more art principles I want to share as well. Anyway, have a fantastic day, okay? I love you. I appreciate you. Remember, at the end of the day, you're not that fucked up, okay? We're all just doing the best we can. And I could be a schizophrenic. Maybe I'm not. Does it really matter? I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm teaching you stuff that works, I mean, it works, whether or not I'm crazy. So don't worry about that. Tell your family, I don't think he's crazy. But even if he is, does it matter? And you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. So thank you so much, guys. All right.